Born out of the leadership of a small group of visionaries who were able to read market trends within the student loan industry and seize opportunities, Helios Education Foundation is destined to significantly alter the education landscape in Arizona and Florida. To really appreciate the power and potential of this dynamic organization, join us in a look back at its beginnings, a story that is full of innovation, risk-taking, phenomenal growth, and passionate leadership, and a history that defines how Helios approaches its work of creating opportunities and inspiring student success. In 1982, the Arizona Educational Loan Marketing Corporation, ALMAC, was launched to create a secondary loan market in Arizona, allowing more students to go to college.
It changed the face of student lending. When we came on board, we said, no, we'll make loans or we'll buy loans made at all levels. And so overnight, the volume just went through the ceiling. Because now kids could get loans as freshmen, as sophomores, if they were going to community colleges.
A nonprofit that was doing what relatively few organizations in the U.S. were doing at the time, success came fast for ALMAC.
We anticipated that the first year we would do about $17 million. We did that in the first quarter.
It didn't take long to see the potential for so much more.
Vince and the board really saw the need for a student loan servicer entity, which led to the creation of Southwest, because ALMAC was paying huge servicing fees to third-party servicers, and Vince said, well, we can do this ourselves.
Timing was everything for the growing student loan products and services company, and demographic trends played in its favor.
Not only were boomers continuing their education, not only was skills training being emphasized, but Generation X was getting ready to go to school.
Southwest became an industry leader in many ways, simplifying the loan process, which became the industry standard, introducing one of the first credit cards for college students, and developing EPIC, an innovative outreach effort.
We created a mobile home that was converted to be an educational information center.
A rare mix of diversity, expertise, and passion, the Southwest Board of Directors helped shape and inspire the corporation's continued success.
We amassed some of the most interesting and dynamic individuals on our board. Individuals like Bill Voorhees, Ann Lindemann, Bill Jenkins.
During the late 90s and early 2000s, Southwest Student Services became a major industry contender.
We had become, by 2004, the 8th largest holder of student loans in the country.
Success meant the world was once again changing.
We were becoming well known as a leader. We were becoming a thorn in some of the bigger competitive side, and we could no longer stay under the radar.
In August 2003, the annual board retreat in Half Moon Bay, California, took on a whole new dimension. Southwest Student Services Corporation was going to be converted into something new and different, something that would leave a legacy, an education foundation. It was during the Southwest Student Services Board meeting in February 2004 that conversion and reorganization occurred, and ALMAC took the Helios name.
Essentially what happened was we took the nonprofit organization and we created a for-profit organization that was wholly owned by the not-for-profit.
In less than 15 months' time, Southwest had converted, announced its interest to sell, and was faced with some very appealing options.
20-some-odd organizations responded.
Sally Mae was interested in getting a Western footprint.
We had a verbal agreement on the phone. The next morning we signed the documents, faxed them back and forth, and we were done.
The timing was just incredibly good, and we sold at the peak of the market.
Had we waited even a few months, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
It was a powerful ending and the start of a lasting legacy.
It was bittersweet. It was the end of an era. It was yet a new beginning.
As a new foundation with a bold vision and a $500 million endowment, the future was truly a blank canvas for Helios and its board. The focus on education, a tribute to its predecessor, Southwest Student Services, was easy.
20% of our granting abilities in early childhood, we're going to spend 20% of our money in scholarships because that's our roots, And then we're going to spend 55% of our money, and in those days we called it the middle years, middle school years.
Further setting Helios apart from a typical foundation was its commitment to find new ideas and unconventional possibilities through a research and development fund. As the board began to chart the foundation's course, it needed to find a strong leader.
We had former governors from other states in the mix, university presidents, people who had run other large foundations from across the country, so it was very competitive.
One name rose to the top of the list, Paul Luna.
When Vince first ran his name by me, I said, that's the one. He's tremendous.
To be a part of an evolving, developing education foundation that was so different and new and unique to Arizona and Florida was just something that was, the potential was just so exciting.
With a clearly defined strategic direction and the board and staff in place, Helios sets out to shape the education landscape.
I think it's fair to say that we are building a legacy with the Helios Education Foundation. And in some respects, in building that legacy, what I'm hoping is that we're changing how education is viewed in both Arizona and Florida.
I think there's no question it's just begun. And until we have a generation or two of beneficiaries go through it, the full legacy won't come to fruition.
We will move the needle. We will change the way education is designed, delivered, and the opportunities for those who have been less fortunate to achieve in the education arena.
My fondest dream and my vision for Helios is that long after they forget who founded it, who started it, why, where it came from, that Helios is still mission-focused, in alignment with its goals and objectives, and most of all, still doing good in the community.